Hi everyone, my name is Bailey and I'm a seasonal naturalist with Hendricks County Parks and Recreation. Be sure to keep an eye out on our Fall 2020 Explorer and on our Facebook page to stay up to date on what's going on in Hendricks County Parks this month. Now, had this been one of our regular library programs where we visit all the local libraries, we were going to read The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. So if you're interested in reading this book or reading some other cool books about our fun friend of the month, be sure to stop by your local library. Without further ado, our friend of the month this month is trees. Now I know you may be used to having an animal of the month, but without trees we would not have our furry friends. Trees are super important in our lives and you may not even realize just how much they do for us. Without trees we wouldn't be here today with the things we have that they help produce for us. Trees like to provide us with oxygen, the air we breathe, while also taking nasty things out of the air like CO2. I'm not going to get into CO2 and all that fun stuff right now, but one thing you need to know is that we have too much CO2 in our atmosphere and trees help take some of that away. Do a favor for me and think of your favorite animal. I'll give you a minute to think about it. Feel free to pause the video. Got it? Great. Well, without even hearing what animal you picked, I can tell you that without trees, we would not have that animal. Even if your favorite animal doesn't live in a tree or even live around trees, something that animal relies on trees. It could be what the animal eats, what the trees produce, or even where the trees grow. We all need trees. As I'm sure some of you may know, trees can also provide us with food. The apple tree that you can read about in The Giving Tree can produce up to 2,500 apples per year. And we aren't the only ones that love apples. Wildlife like deer, raccoons, squirrels, and coyotes love them too. So not only are trees providing great healthy snacks for us, but they are also providing some of our favorite animals some of their favorite meals. Many other yummy fruits grow on trees too, like pears, oranges, coconuts, peaches, mangoes, and many, many more. I've had a sweet tooth for as long as I can remember, and my guilty pleasure over anything and everything is always chocolate. But did you know that without trees we wouldn't have chocolate? That's because chocolate comes from the cacao bean, which grows on cacao trees. And aside from chocolate, another must-have for me, especially in the mornings, is coffee. And I'm sure many parents out there can agree with me that a fresh cup of coffee in the mornings is a must-have. Well, again, without trees, we wouldn't have coffee. There are about 100,000 species of trees worldwide, and there are believed to be thousands more undiscovered species in rainforests and in other parts of the world. Trees are the largest plant, and the largest tree is a giant sequoia named General Sherman, who is 52,500 feet tall, which is much larger than this tree behind me here, believe it or not. General Sherman is estimated to be over 2,000 years old, but amazingly enough, General Sherman is not the oldest tree in the world. The oldest tree in the world is actually believed to be over 5,000 years old, which blows my mind, but it is because trees are the longest living organism on Earth, and unlike most other organisms, trees never die of old age, hence why the oldest tree is over 5,000 years old. Trees need water to survive just like we do, but trees can drink a lot more water than we can. A large adult tree can consume 100 gallons of water out of the ground in one day. For reference, adults typically drink around half a gallon of water per day. So in one day, trees can consume around 200 times more water than we can. There are over 100 species native to Indiana, one of which is our state tree, the Tulip poplar. The Tulip poplar is a fairly common species of tree, and not just in Indiana. It is also the state tree of Kentucky and Tennessee. It is an incredibly beautiful tree year-round with gorgeous yellow-orange blossoms blooming in the spring and summer, and then the leaves changing from green to yellow in the fall. This tree has a lot of beauty to offer. Have you ever seen a tree stump or a tree after it's just been cut down? Well, next time you see one, try and count the rings in the center of the tree. The number of rings in a tree can help to estimate how old that tree is. For example, this tree here has 24 rings, meaning it is around 24 years old. This is a very young tree. However, this tree, I gotta be honest, I have no idea how many rings are in this tree, but it's a lot, and this helps us to know that this tree is very old. Trees are grouped into two basic categories, the first being deciduous trees. Deciduous trees are also called broadleaf trees, and these are trees like maples, oaks, elms, hickories, trees that lose their leaves in the winter and grow them back in the spring. The other category is evergreen trees. These are trees like pines and cypress that stay green for most of the year and are constantly losing their needles and leaves. Now that you've learned a thing or two about trees, come on out to McLeod Nature Park. We have plenty of trees here for you to give a big thank you to, such as the one behind me here. Thank you, buddy. And you can feel free to borrow our Trees Adventure backpack so you can learn more about trees and practice identifying some of our native trees. See if you can find our state tree while you're here. Check out our website and our Facebook page for updates and announcements, and if you're interested in reading The Giving Tree or some other cool books about our native trees, check out your local library. Stay healthy, and we hope to see you soon.